Hey guys, this is Jay from J02 Reviews with another video. I know I haven't posted another video in like 2 weeks, was it? And my last video was on the Nintendo Direct, and it was because I was switching the hardware for the channel, and also just like I'm still in school, so just like work for school and stuff. I just forget to make videos sometimes. And I'm gonna be talking about the Nintendo Direct and what was announced. At least the major announcement for me was the Skyward Sword remake, or I guess not really remaster or remake, but more of a HD version. So I was very excited to see this thing announced, but it does bring a lot of questions on is this Nintendo's way of celebrating Zelda's 35th anniversary, or I don't know. It just feels weird to see this game come out and then them not have anything else. It didn't seem like they even like acknowledged Zelda's 35th anniversary, and Zelda is one of Nintendo's, I would say, biggest IPs out there, and aside from Mario, it is pretty big among like fans and other people who like to play these games. And just to see that this Skyward Sword HD came out and nothing else, or I don't even believe we got a word of Zelda's 35th anniversary from the Direct, and a lot of people wanted that from the Zelda from Nintendo. They wanted to hear about it, even if they got some like new, I guess, merch in a way, or new shoes like the different Mario. They definitely did not celebrate it as much as they did with Mario's 35th anniversary, and I'm wondering if this new game is an exclusive or anything, but it probably is. It probably is not like limited release or anything. I did a video on limited release. Go check that out if you want to see my thoughts on it. But basically, limited release can affect a lot of things when it comes to the industry of games. Like, it could affect how many sales you have in a certain amount of time, especially with big IPs. For example, Mario 3D All-Star sold very, very well in a couple of months, and it definitely sold a lot, because I'm assuming that a certain percentage of that amount was because it was limited release. Knowing that it's not going to be out for a long time is a very important thing when it comes to, well, I guess it's in general. Like, you want to be able to play these games as they come out, and if they do have limited release, it's not a good look for Nintendo in an overall standard. So it is something that I would really want to see more of, and something that I think that I would like seeing less of. I made a mistake. Less limited release and more of games being released and not having to have this limited release thing. And I know that they did make like Zelda Joy-Cons and everything, but I feel like that might have been like, I guess, overshadowed by the whole game. The Joy-Cons do look really cool though, so I guess if you like collecting Joy-Con, like different styles, you could pick it up. But it is something that I think would have affected like the overall aspect of it. We did not get any news about Zelda's 35th anniversary. This is something that a lot of fans of Nintendo and Zelda have been wanting to get. Even if they like acknowledge it a little bit, that would have been okay. We all thought it was gonna be like some like 3 package like they did with 3D All Stars, with games like Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, but we didn't really seem to get any of that. So that's just news to people that I guess Nintendo just didn't want to celebrate it, or maybe they didn't feel like it was such a great occasion to have games. And then there's the other aspect of the situation where Zelda fans who wanted to play these games and everything didn't get what they wanted because Nintendo themselves did not have anything scheduled or planned. Now, I know that Skyward Sword is something that was planned, but they didn't really make like a big deal about Zelda's 35th anniversary, and this could be because of like certain things in the gaming industry that maybe they just didn't have time to work on making a whole 3 package of the games. I mean, the games were already pretty much laid out, and then again, Skyward Sword is in HD, so they would have to do that too. But it's just something that I feel could have been maybe emphasized a little more on Zelda's 35th anniversary and what took place during it. But I do feel like that this new Zelda game or Skyward Sword is a little bit overpriced, and in this aspect I'm saying because of what it offers. Now, and if you compare it to other games like other HD remasters, and not just like the price of Nintendo games, because I mean most Nintendo games are $60 by themselves, but this just feels like a little bit different. It's because if you look at it, Wind Waker came with, I believe, extra amiibo functionality, and I know that, and also there was like some new dungeon or something, but we didn't really get a lot in this trailer to show why it is worth buying. I mean, of course, everyone wants to play Skyward Sword on Switch, so that's one reason, but it just doesn't seem like I thought there would have been more extras in it, because for people that have probably seen Skyward Sword, know what happens, or people have played Skyward Sword already, and they don't want to play it again on Switch. I mean, I guess that it's on the new like, generation from the Wii of consoles, but I feel like that they could have added a little more, just so then that if they did add a little more, people will feel like it's worth $60. I know that I saw that for some like YouTube people and like I believe on Twitter or something, I got this information from another person on YouTube called I'm trying to get the name. I believe it was Nintendo Prime. You should go subscribe to them. They give you basically a lot of the gaming news, and they basically talked about how it could be a little bit overpriced, and compared it to other games like Wind Waker HD, which had other things like the amiibo functionality, and other HD remakes like Twilight Princess had also amiibo functionality. It even had a new amiibo added to it. So just to see Skyward Sword and look at it compared to others, it doesn't feel like it is at that $60 price point. Even though Skyward Sword is a great game, and I would totally get it. I'm totally gonna get it eventually. Just I wish that they had a little bit more extra for newcomers of the Zelda series, and mainly for not just newcomers but also people who have played this game on the Wii already, and just because it just could give them more incentive, or like, I guess in this term, more like motivation. That's the word, motivation to get these new games like Skyward Sword HD, even though it's an old game that was ported to a new console. But then again, we got so much other stuff from the Zelda universe, or not really. I guess we did get a lot more. We're getting a lot more, like Age of Calamity and Breath of the Wild 2, even though they didn't update us on that, which I am going to be doing a discussion video on that. But I feel like, I guess Nintendo's okay when it comes to Zelda IP and what they're adding to it. I kind of sort of thought that there would have been more for Zelda's 35th anniversary, but without talking on that topic, we should probably talk about the other stuff that was announced at this Direct. At least the main stuff, especially Splatoon 3, which will be coming out, well, not soon, but it will be coming out. And I kind of thought it was a little weird to have Splatoon 3 on the Switch, even though they have Splatoon 2 and that's so big right now. I kind of thought they would have waited a little bit longer until maybe the next like Switch, or I don't know, Switch Pro or something. But it's okay. I mean, I'm happy, definitely happy you get a new Splatoon. Those are very fun games, I do like the Splatoon games, especially the first one, because that was one of the first games I played on my Wii U, I believe, and the second one was a great one too. I really enjoyed it with the good gameplay mechanics and everything. It was like it kept it to the original, but with some new mechanics in terms of new weapons you could use and stuff. I will be doing a review on that soon, or maybe like next week around there. So I hope that this third game is as good as it was on the Wii U and on the Switch. I mean, it's still gonna be on the Switch, but the third game of the series, the second one was on the Switch. So I really hope that the third game is much better than the other one with the new mechanics. And I like how you could customize your characters a little bit more in it. And hopefully it doesn't feel like DLC, because I wouldn't want that. On to the next big announcement for this direct, or I guess direct. Mario Golf, a new Mario Golf game is coming out soon, and that's exciting, I guess. I mean, the Mario sports games have always been limited when it comes to story or exactly what you do, but that mode on how you can race people while golfing to see who can make it first and to, I guess, get a hole-in-one or whatever that is. I don't really play golf like that, so I don't really know the full aspect of it, but it does seem pretty cool, and I really hope that if they do add this in the game, that if they do add that, I don't know if they're gonna change it or anything. They're probably not going to, but it is gonna give you an incentive to keep on playing. You could, I don't know if you could race your friends or anything, but it could give a little bit more incentive to it, other than Mario Tennis, or start to get a little old after a while. You can always have something new in the Mario Golf game, so that's something good. Also, the Zelda stuff, the Zelda 35th, the Age of Calamity stuff, the Age of Calamity expansion pass. I want to see what characters they have on there, and maybe even new story content. I know I reviewed it already on the channel, but that's just something to look forward to in itself, to have new content for Zelda. And with that, guys, this is the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I know I haven't posted in a little bit. I will try to post videos more often. And with that, I will see you next time. Keep playing games. Goodbye.